So this Vibes in 5, Ghana's only social media celeb talk show. The name Arnold, men's and Elavanyo. My costume is provided by Which One Clothing. You can call him on 050-1155-602. 050-1155-602. And we are sponsored by Awo Komi, made in Ghana products. 10 Ghana cedis per box. And of course, Xylophone View is your online cinema. And so those of you who don't like to go to the theater, you can get on your phone and get on www.xylophoneview.com. Again, b247.com is for you who love to do sports betting online. b247.com is the website for you out there. And again, Bieja Bitters is for the men, like guys like James Gardiner and co. And then for girls, Ginger Liquor is also our sponsor for Vibes in 5. For girls, Ginger Liquor is what the ladies are asking the guys to go for these days. So these are sponsors for the show. But I have James Gardiner with me on Vibes in 5 today. We'll be talking about new Adabraka and other matters. So do stick around.
Bet 24 hours, 7 days a week. Enjoy the best online sports betting. Biggest odds, fastest payouts, bet more and repeat.
You're welcome, big man.
Thanks so much, man.
Charlie, the freshness, the
wow.
spot on. You never get off the freshness
wow.
limit. How you maintain them? How you maintain them? The body, the size, and everything.
It'll be kinky and fish.
Kinky and fish. Just kinky and
Just
fish.
kinky.
I will come here and fish. Once again, you're welcome, big
Thanks,
man.
man.
I think this is my first time having you on Vibes in
Yeah,
5, and I really do appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Let's start with the main events.
Yes.
I mean, your latest project, which
Yes.
is New Adabraka.
New Adabraka.
Why New Adabraka? I know you're not the director, neither
Yes.
are you the producer, but why New Adabraka?
Yeah, okay. The emphasis actually in the movie is on, you know, how the youth of today always want to take shortcuts to success. You know, everyone wants to make money, but they don't want to go through the right procedure. You know, it has to do with the lessons that come out of when people decide to take the easier, you know, shortcuts or the easier way to achieve it. And then the results, you know, you end up even going through a longer procedure trying to even find yourself back when you enter the so-called mess. You know, so that is when the new Adabraka comes in. I don't know if you understand.
Right. So it focuses on how the guys, I mean the youth, are using shortcut to get to the end.
Yes, to get to the end.
And is that new Adabraka?
Yeah, that is not new Adabraka. After the lessons.
After the lessons.
Yes, that's that you learnt and you pick up. That becomes
the
new
Adabraka.
Adabraka.
Okay, so it's like a society of reformed young men.
Yes. In the movie, when we are referring to the new Adabraka, at the time we're referring to when we are on top.
When
you know,
on top.
Yes, but you realize that there's more to it than just the interim at the time you're watching the movie. When you're done, then you realize that that is actually the new Adabraka. The film was shot, the setting was in Adabraka and everything, you know. That's how come I even got to enjoy the movie the more. We're trying to address, and not only a national issue, this is something that even, you know, it goes global, you understand, but we're picking it from a particular standpoint. So it doesn't necessarily mean like we're only targeting the people in Adabraka or we're putting the spotlight on them. No, it's just a catch.
So you're using Adabraka to represent the whole.
Yes.
I mean, a bigger story,
it's just
but just using Adabraka as the starting point.
Yes.
I think this is not your usual film where when you start watching, you know how it's going to end.
No, it's never like that.
Yes, because
it's
even the explanation tells it's a bit complex.
Yes, so I'm trying to be very careful not to give away too much. Because I'm also holding back.
Yeah.
I want to tell the story. I enjoyed working. I enjoyed reading the story. I read it about 3 or 4 times. Like I did a post on IG and I was saying I didn't read it not because I wanted to get into character. I read it because I enjoyed reading.
You enjoy the character.
Yes, and invariably, yes, it is sort of interpreted into me playing out the role well. You know, and I feel like my other colleagues who I played alongside also did a fantastic job.
What was your role?
Chemistry. I played Escobar.
Escobar.
Yes,
Pablo Escobar.
Yes, Pablo Escobar. You know, I was the guy that made this some time back.
Yeah.
You know, this actually has to do with you know, all this internet fraud and clients as they call them. You know, the shortcuts you take. You know, the techniques, the steps. how to devise ways of getting money from innocent people, you know, because You know, now the youth, they will always be on the defensive, saying that these people came, by these people I mean foreigners, white people,
came to
they
steal
came
everything
to steal
from
everything from us. But whoever that you're taking whatever it is from his or her account is not the person that physically stole your gold. You know, it's trickled down. When someone steals, if let's say a Muslim comes to steal something from your house, and you hear it's a Muslim because maybe the person left behind what they used to pray, and maybe their attire or their chain they used to pray and stuff like that. You don't go after every Muslim saying that it's the Muslim that did that to you. It's not fair when you do that, you know. So in as much as we are trying to put something out there, I feel like Ghanaians should just, if you can't pick your 2 cents from it, don't condemn it by saying that we're trying to ruin other people's way of survival. You know, if it's not legal, it has to be addressed. That's my work as an actor. It's up to you whether to pick a lesson or
from
2
it
cents
or not.
from it. Yes.
So you played Escobar.
Yes, I
in the
played
movie.
Escobar.
To really understand your character and really get into character, did you have to watch certain documentaries? What were some of the preparations you did?
Luckily enough for me, I've watched a lot of tech movies, cyber movies that has to do with, you know, withdrawing funds. But with the ghetto side, that had to be me entering into that whole, you know, zone.
Ghetto zone.
Yeah, that ghetto zone. I knew about how, you know, this whole thing works, how the cyber thing works. I have friends who do that. You know, they talk about it. We have conversations, and I know they're always lamenting, the Mugu no pay, the client no pay, left small like the money. You know, so I knew about that. So I sort of like, you know, incorporated all of that into
your character.
My character. I didn't necessarily have to watch. The more I read, the more I understood it better, because I've had first-hand relations with people who are into
it.
Such as.
So, based on this, would you say it was challenging as a role?
I think I won't use the word challenging. I would just say it was different.
It was different
because it's not my everyday kind of role that I always play on TV. So it took me off balance a little. You know, you have to make sure that your diction is right. You don't have to sound too polished. You know, because we're trying to portray the ghetto. So you always have to have that at the back of your mind.
A reminder, constant reminder.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not only unpolished people who do it. You have polished and unpolished alike indulging in this kind of act. But the kind of way we're trying to sell the story, we're trying to sell the story to make it look like the people who are not well-to-do or who come from
downtrodden,
people like that who aspire to get to higher heights always assume that that is the way to go, you know. And I don't want to raise blames or whatever. People would say that when we're addressing this, we also have to tackle the kind of things that should be done to make sure that this doesn't become something that the youth will go for when they have an issue or when they can't make ends meet.
Right.
You understand?
Right. And you describe this role as different and not necessarily challenging.
Yes.
Because it's different from the kind of roles that you've been made to play severally. Did you at a point get tired of the kind of roles you were getting?
I won't use the word tired, but you know, it's in human nature.
Boring?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
You know, I won't lie, because you want the world to see what you're made of. As an actor, you have to be versatile.
Yeah.
You know, even though we have certain actors who sort of major or they master in certain genres of movie, you know, like let's say Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
You won't see Vin Diesel doing romantic comedy. It has to be action. You understand? Jason Statham is known as an action figure. That's the genre he does. But with that kind of world, because we don't inculcate all these thriller, action, and horror and things like that, and we have it's either drama or comedy, Because of that, when you're telling the story and you do the same things over and over again, people get too used to it. They get tired of it. Yeah. So then, your challenge is, how do you approach the same roles you're getting in a different way
for people to still fall in love with it?
So when you get something that's not within your comfort zone, or you going to steal someone's wife, or you play lover boy and stuff like that, I get excited because I feel like now I can let people know that I can do that.
You can do this.
Then a producer or director can call me and do different things.
Yeah. Now this is a set that has, I would say star-studded. Yourself and several other top actors.
Yes.
Did that put pressure on you, like, to deliver excellently?
No, not at all. Even if it did, I think it was in a positive way, because we compete positively. Positive competition brings out positive results. When you realize that, Calibos is in there, you realize the Too Sweet is in there, you want to bring your A game, because Otherwise, people will see that your performance is dipping. So, competition, yes, but in a good way, because we all bring out the best, you know, from each other. So I feel like it was for the better.
It was for the better of it.
Yes.
Now, since you broke out and became James Gardiner, the household name, have you had any movie that you can sit back and accept honestly to yourself that I performed badly in this movie?
Oh yes. It's normal.
Really?
It's normal. Yeah.
And
Every time, even if I haven't seen New Adabraka, I will still watch New Adabraka and go like, I should have done this. I should have done that. I don't know how other actors feel, but I always think in my chair, anytime I'm watching a movie, no matter how many comments I get, oh, you did a good job, or how many times they will pat me on my back, there's always that something that I wish I had done differently.
yeah.
Every
But
time.
was there one that generally you knew that I performed poorly? Like, yeah, people say I performed poorly.
Yes, when I was starting,
When
I
you were
was
starting.
When I was starting, I wasn't, you know, I wasn't an actor.
Okay.
I had to learn a lot of things, you know, as I was growing. So I wouldn't boast and say, you know, I had everything screwed on, my boots were tight. No, it wasn't that.
So
I
you
knew
polished
it.
with time.
Yes, with time, with
With
time,
time.
you know, and I watched a lot of movies and I read a lot as well. I observe a lot than I like talking when I'm comfortable, but I observe
You
more
observe more
than I talk.
than you talk.
That's how naturally I am. The kind of things that you want to observe, I observe. When I'm watching a movie, I'm not just watching to enjoy it. I see the kind of reaction that this person does in this scene, how he reacts to this. Someone will laugh when he's angry, someone will cry when he's angry, someone will have a straight face when he's angry. But they have different ways that they play it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. When I was starting, most of the movies weren't
So top notch. But now
I
you are
wouldn't
polished.
say they weren't so. Most of them were bad.
We're bad.
Yes, most of them were bad. But with time,
Yeah.
I grew. You
Yeah.
know, so.
So is there some more polishing to do as a character?
Of course there is. Every day we're learning something different. You know, even when you go to Hollywood now, every time they have people playing certain roles and then they have to learn how to do those things. You can never have everything lock and key as an actor.
Wow.
Everything is new.
Everything
you know,
is
for you.
new.
Every set, you take the set as a project. It's like you're writing exam. Until they say it's a wrap. You're not done
You're
with
not
the
done
exam.
yet.
Yes, you have to keep learning things. How to sound like an armed robber. How do armed robbers talk? How will a rapist talk? How will a chief sound like? How will a politician talk? So every time you're learning.
So do you learn these things on daily basis? Like,
No, not on the daily.
basis, but
not-
you do learn.
Yes, you do. When you have a script, that's why it's always good to have a script ahead of time.
Yeah.
So that when there are major preparations that you have to make, you make sure you get them right. If you have to meet with someone, maybe a politician or whoever it is that you're playing, it's better to always get
To
that.
meet the person.
Yes, and then get into character. You don't just take things for granted like that.
Is there a role that you would find difficult playing, that you go like, Charlie, for this role, whenever this role comes here, you go hard, give me say I go
Yeah,
play.
I think I'll find it difficult playing a gay person, you know, because ethics-wise, it doesn't sit well
It
with me.
doesn't
But
sit
as a
well.
storyteller, I should be able to feel comfortable to tell the story. I'm not saying I won't do it,
You
but
will
I'm
do it,
saying
but you find it
will be
difficult.
difficult. Yes.
You will be battling with your ethics,
Yes.
and then the job, getting the
Yes.
job done.
But then again, in the end, you have to know that you're telling a story. So if I read the story and I fall in love with it, and I see that no, the moral behind it is something that I would want to personally push, I will
push
do
it.
it and not complain.
Money over good script. Which one would you go for?
Charlie, money is good, though. Money is very good, but at the time you have to be also cautious. Now, there are most times that I will choose money over script.
Yeah.
It's normal,
Yeah.
you know, because in the end, you man for chop.
Man for
You
choice.
understand? So you have to vary. Sometimes you get a script and the director is good, but the story is not good.
Yeah.
You can go for the money because
Okay.
you know that the director obviously will
Can
do
pull a trick.
some corrections here and there. You can get a bad script, you get a very good cast. You know these people are good. You can follow.
You can follow.
But it's tricky. You know, there are ways and times where you can decide to go for the money and not necessarily the good script. But when there are certain loopholes and you know that it's not like you have a good cast to back it or a good director, to back it, then you know that
You better stay. Now, do you think about your brand when you're making certain decisions that has to do with your work?
Definitely.
Like, okay, so this is James Gardiner.
Yes.
I can't do this.
Yes.
What are some of
Definitely.
the things you wouldn't do?
Okay.
Considering your brand.
Okay. Number one, it has to be something that I feel comfortable doing. Number two, it obviously has to be a very good production. Not that I don't want to give the upcoming ones a chance to also grow, but we've all grown.
Yeah.
When I started, I didn't get major roles. I had to work
Minor.
Yes, it's like that. They always come back and say, hey, if you do that, then that means you're not giving the young directors. They also need to learn, you know, so that through that you get strength. When you just start and you get catapulted, some get lucky, they do that. But naturally speaking, everything is a process. That's why you move from class 1 to class 2. When they feel like maybe you're too smart for class 3, that's when they push you to class 4.
Yeah.
But you have to go.
But you have to go through the process.
Yes,
it's done like that.
So if it's a movie that I realize that I have no knowledge or little knowledge about the director, the director number 1 is key for me, because he's more or less driving the vehicle.
Yeah.
I won't go and sit on a plane or sit on the bus when I know that the driver is under the influence. I'm putting my life at risk. In this sense, I'm putting my brand at risk. So I need to at least know a little, you know, something, information about the director, the kind of works he's done. Even if he's done 1 or 2, and I watch it and I know that, this is a good one.
Work.
I don't mind at all.
Ever had a scandal? Or near scandal?
Oh no, it's usually about, you know our bloggers now. We are friends, we will sit and wash our hands and eat when we have to, have conversations.
And
but
then
they always pick nips here, and then sometimes they'll twist your words. That's
just about it. Nothing major as a scandal.
Scandal wise, no.
Not really.
Naturally, me once, you know, I
laid back.
I'm laid back. I will stay indoors more, let friends come or go to them. You know, maybe once in a while step out, have fun, but you won't see me. I don't poke my nose to places where it doesn't belong.
You are not needed.
No.
Presenting and acting, which one do you enjoy doing more?
That is very, 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 very good. You know, my heart will always be for presenting. I enjoy presenting. It's something I've loved and done from uni time. Even when I was in school, you know, emceeing all these shows and stuff like that. When I was on campus, when people were home enjoying their vacation, I would be on campus doing radio and things like that. So presenting is my first love.
Which campus though, quickly?
University of Cape Coast.
All right.
Yes. Presenting is my first love. I can always go back. Acting came along and I figured that, wait, you know what, why don't I just take advantage of it? Because I can always come back and present. But this opportunity might slip by and I might never get it. That's how come acting started. And now, you know, the ball is moving and I have to move with it. Otherwise, I would have started something and not completed.
Well. So are you still actively presenting?
Actively presenting now, no, I'm not. I used to, but then I started having some challenges. If I get a very good production, right, or I get a very good concept, and not necessarily even the sponsorship, because that can come later.
Yeah.
If I get a very good show,
you'll run it. Because you were having this tour program.
Yes.
You and Fremashka, I guess.
Yes. Because we have to travel a lot, it was becoming an issue because we were touring. We would go to Volta, Eastie, Northern, and sometimes I'll be filming and having to go. You know how maybe you can quickly dash out from here and go here and do that and come back and continue. I wasn't.
It became a problem.
It became an issue. So we just thought that, you know, it's better. It doesn't look like we are struggling to have both of us as hosts. Yeah. So then one of us who has the most time should
do it. And so Fremat took over.
Yes, Fremat.
And you left it. Which one gave you money? Is it the acting or the presenting?
The acting.
The acting gave you money.
Yes, the acting opened more doors. Because I think with acting it gives you more exposure than presenting, unless you're probably presenting on a platform that is showcased to a wider audience. Yeah. But in Ghana, the shows that I was doing was particularly targeted more at the Ghanaian audience. But when I started acting, I get messages from people as far as Haiti, Jamaica. You know, I never thought I had fans in Jamaica. I'll go to Sierra Leone to work. I'll wake up in the morning and there are fans at the gates just waiting for me to just roll down
and wave
and say, hi, I'm going to work, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, so it humbles me. And because of that, it opened more doors and more opportunities, which invariably translated to money.
Yes. Ever had a foreign girlfriend out of it?
A foreign girlfriend, like working wise?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, I've had fun. I won't lie. We're men. I've done, you know,
Yeah, a couple of
sometimes,
times. Yeah.
but not with someone I'm working with. I don't feel that's your.
You don't do internal intro industry stuff. You don't do.
After work, maybe you can decide to mess around, but
Yeah, but within
now,
the
yes,
space.
and I mean this was when I was getting into the whole acting industry.
Yeah.
I was
And
going
the
with the
vibe.
flow, so anything that comes, I take it. You know, I'm being very truthful. I don't
Yeah.
hide things. I say it as it is.
Yeah.
But now we've grown.
So in the beginning, you used to kill a lot, but now you've grown.
Please, I'm not a murderer.
I kill.
I'm not a murderer.
I understand. But are you used to being famous now?
I still don't want to consider myself as famous. When I say that, it will more or less look like I am accepting the fact that I have arrived. I still feel like there's a long way for me to go. I am known. I think I am popular. But famous is a big word. I want to be famous one day. I don't think I am. But I'm used to, you know, being a known or a popular person. And now I have a hand of things. When I was starting, I didn't know how to handle it. And, you know, you might be stepping on someone's toes. And it took me a long time for me to realize that, especially in our part of the world, you as a public figure can't have a bad day. You might get out from a heated argument, you meet someone outside, the person wants to take a picture, you need to take the picture. If you're outside, their mentality is different. They will know, maybe he's having a bad day. They will understand that. But in our part of the world,
They don't understand.
they
So
don't
you always have
understand
to be
that.
good.
You always have to make sure you are in the best of moods, even if you just got out of a heated fight or whatever it is. So with time, you learn a lot of things, you know,
Anyway, James, thank you so much for
Thanks
being
for
on the
having me,
platform
man.
for me. Anything you want to tell your
Yes.
fans?
New Adabraka. This movie is going to blow your mind. It's something that I feel hasn't been told too many times, all right? So I want you to come to the cinema, check it out. It's happening at Silverbird Cinema at Accra Mall on the 7th of December. The first showing is at 7 p.m. Second showing is at 9 p.m. We're all going to be there. I'm in there. Calibos is in there. Two Sweet Annan is in there. Benedict Agafa, Sinel Zoo, Bibi Bright. The list goes on and on. Prince David Osei, and it was directed by Eddie Nate. This is Xylophone Media's maiden movie. Come check it out. It's not your everyday kind of story. You'll love it.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Thank you. You present you take the job self to give me. Anyway, so that's James Gardiner, your favorite actor. My name is Arnold Elavanyo, and we've been talking on Vibes in 5. Catch you on the flip side.